Alright. Microphone should be on. Let's switch to the game. You got WarioWare, and you got your WarioWare in my Mario Wonder. Hope everybody's doing well. This is the start of... I'll try and get less thirsty while I'm in the middle of a sentence going forward. So I've kind of needed a bit of a refresh. Smooth Moves, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great evening. Oh, wait, let me make sure the chat's on. It was layered underneath the game. Sweet. I'm sorry for all the radio silence lately. I have had a crazy and kind of tough year in real life. But things have been getting better, I'd say the past month, and probably going to be even getting a little bit better next year. One of the reasons is I went back to school 2 years ago, and this is my last stretch of college. If I commit to it and work hard, I'll graduate around Christmas, end of the year. So we're kind of buckling down and really focusing on that. So stuff like YouTube and unfortunately stuff like WarioWare Judged and stuff has been put on the back burner, even some of the voice work. But one thing I've gotten into more is doing mods. I kind of lose myself in them a little bit. And I thought it'd be fun once I saw Mario Wonder modding was possible, and that we've seen more WarioWare models fan-made popping up online besides the ones we had in Smash. I thought it'd be fun to try and replace like most of the playable characters with WarioWare characters, and the first one I went with because matching the proportions, and one of my favorites from it is Cat over Mario. This is not just greetings from Disney. Are you at Disneyland or Disney World plushie? That's really cool. So one of the... What was he getting at? Dang it. So yeah, it's not just the base model. She will have different expressions and animations for like her, she's fully, expressive and stuff like that, and accurate to the game movements and style. I also replaced all her power-up textures, like alternate colors, the elephant form, most of the one-off Wonder transformations. I think there's still one or two left to incorporate. And all the main gameplay voice clips are replaceable. So I went through... People have ripped on the sound resource. I think all the character audio since for the last couple, the modern WarioWare games with the newer designs and voice cast. So we've got cat lines mostly from Move It and Get Together, because the gold ones are a little more like compressed and echoey. I think that as like a conscious choice, since in the cutscenes they're normal. And that was actually one of the probably the most tedious part, because there was a lot of back and forth. You had to convert it like 3 different times. One way to get a wave file from the game, and then the other way to get your placement in. And it was, but the model and textures were a little more straightforward. But yeah, we're going to, even though I've got a completed file here, I'm going to back out to the title screen and start a new file for fun, and we can just chat in the meantime. And right now it's 7 p.m. for me, Eastern. We're going to, at 8:30, I've also been taking mod commissions. I'm going to tackle, I have 2 going on right now. One I might do, I'm not going to do it. I might try and stream part of it tomorrow or the other days. We'll see how it goes. The other we'll be working on tonight, which because it's easier for me, and I'm going to whoop. There's a Guitar Hero character mod. So I made a Nintendo. A lot of first-person Switch games do an annoying thing where you can only have one save per user profile. So for Redrinks here, I made just one that I literally just called Second Round, just for new files. All right, XLR. Done a lot of testing mainly in the first world. We might see some issues later on, and it's good. So it's good that I'm doing this in case there's, testing for glitches or incomplete materials that I missed. All right. So one thing you'll notice here, I have been able to replace the character icon. I hadn't figured out how to replace the character name text or the voice clips. So you're gonna hear Cat sound like Mario here. But when we start the actual game, let me turn it up. It'll be cool to see her in the opening cutscenes. R.I.P. second save file. It will be missed. I guess it had a short lifespan, so it didn't make that much of an impression. I think it's possible to change the text here too. Oh, did we get? I think we got a follower donation or something. Why? I'm sorry, I don't have notifications set up very well, but thank you so much. Where are the notifications? Oh wait, alert box. It's over. All right. Thank you so much, whoever that was. If you're in the chat, reach out. Let me know who it was and if it was like a follow. I'm a little rusty. It's been a couple months I did this because I had a crazy year, so now we're getting back into the groove of things. But also hello to Foxblocks and Kuba Rigel. Hope you're doing well. Foxblocks, thank you so much. How did you find this? I posted a few links on Discord, or is it just in your recommends? Let's open up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and see if I can edit the individual text, saying Mario for like replace with other characters. But if it doesn't change for the other characters, then I probably might be able to. The server, great, sweet. Yeah, that's there. I always post stream notifications there. I'm gonna be focusing more on Discord heads up. I deleted my personal Twitter because I was just kind of done with it for the many reasons that other people have gone over. But the collab account and the Bobo account are staying, and because I'm working on other Wario projects like this and Tuned and fan art, I'm going to be gradually, as the other collab wraps up, probably next year at this point, transitioning the reanimated account to a general WarioWare fan account, both for my stuff and many others, and like adjacent Nintendo stuff. Alright, so you'll be able to see cat emoting a little bit here. Yep, different mouth shapes and stuff. Interesting thing about Mario that I've realized, because I'm tinkering with mods for the other newer 3D Mario games, mainly 3D World and Odyssey, and now I'm messing around with Galaxy. We'll see if anything happens. But they do something very different for their character animations than like everything else I've tried. Normally you just have one character model that they add animations to, like Bowser here is one of those exceptions where they'll actually move the face around and hands around, in tweens and stuff like that. Mario Wonder and these 3D games have like individual models for each hand shape and expression, and they just quickly automatically switch between them like snappy Game & Watch style. It's hard, I guess it's hard to tell in this game because it's usually zoomed out on your character. So, but it's an interesting approach. I kind of wonder, because I definitely, going back, it looks like, because I've been replaying Mario Sunshine since GameCube got retro achievements, one's for Dolphin, and it definitely looks like they, sorry, let me get a sip of water without, it definitely, I get the impression looking at Mario that they did the same approach there, and I'm definitely sure the 64 as well, because like, I think the only thing of Mario's face that moves, that changes, are like its eye textures. He doesn't even have a mouth in that game, if you look. I wish I could mod games like these, but also two things. I don't know how to, and I prefer changing text. I mean, changing text, do you mean like code, or like just or like stuff that's written? Because you can mod text in these games. I think I've played some other mods, or have been ones that like change the character names around. Yeah, I think Mario's voice in this hasn't been replaced yet. I think this and the character select voice clips, I've found them, but there are some errors in either getting them exported or re-imported. So that's written. Cool. Yep. And I will say, so the main focus is not going to be on those last characters. It's going to be Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Daisy, Toadette. I'm going to try and do two sets of replacements, two replacements for each. Be released individually on Discord and socials, and then when they're all done, I'll be uploading full collected mod packs on Game Banana. Hello, Mermaid Man. How are you? I'm modding all the text and pizza. Yeah, that's a great example. So you are doing some mods. That's very cool. You made it sound that you said like you were saying like you can't mod games, or you don't know how that counts as text. Changing the text counts. Mod means altering any asset of or aspect of the game into. So to change over. No, I just think it's so funny that that she's not meant to have. Mario's not they don't account for a high ponytail like that. So she's basically, you can see like she's hiding behind the pipe there. Okay, and now for the horror of Elephant Cat. And yes, every modded character is going. I'm going the full route. When they're done, all their wonder transformations and elephant form will be unique to them, and appropriate. Of like, the elephant will be like a bigger version of their body and eyes and one head part, like a hat or hair. and like, I think Mike will be his headphones. He's the most complete outside of Cat. I still have just started I haven't got any voices in game though. I've just started that process, so that's been my least favorite part so far. What characters are you adding? So Smooth Moves, I am doing 2 sets of the non-easy mode characters, so probably not Nabbit or the Yoshis, though I'm tempted to do Pyoro. Oh, we can see a different... I'm going to try to make that darker, probably, but it's her Ninja Star. I'm trying to do 2 WarioWare characters that you can choose for every normal character. So that's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, and Toadette. It's probably just going to default to Yellow Toad or Blue Toad because I found out they share the same model, and I don't know if it's possible to have separate models between Yellow and Blue because it's just different textures. So I might be like, just ignore Blue or something like that. Stay for long. Hope you have fun with the stream. Oh, thanks, Plushie. Thanks for checking in. So yeah, I think the current plan... Well, I'll just say I don't want to tease characters who I haven't got running in-game for sure yet, because you never know. Cat's obviously 95% done and out there. Mike's very far along and working great. I have to finish his elephant form and the Wonder transformations, and then some HUD stuff like the life icon and flags, and then the voices, and then I'll put him out. What are the other ones? 9-Volt is in-game over the base super form of Yellow Toad, but I still need to do his other forms and textures and voice and the like. I got the model for Mona over Daisy. I have to fix some of her textures and probably her proportions. Was there anybody else? No, oh yeah, there's 1 or 2 I've started rigging in Blender as well, but I haven't tried exporting them yet, so I'm not gonna... I don't want to make promises I can't keep. But the goal is... So the nice thing is... Okay, oh yeah, that too. I meant to look at that. That's probably just some weird weights with Elephant Cat, but it's the only time I've seen something like that better than during gameplay. And yeah, they're all going to be very extensive. So not just this like the base super model, but the small models. So the small model is a separate model. It's not just they shrink the super one. Thankfully, the fire, bubble, and drill are easy because it's just texture swaps. The drill texture is actually built in. The drill model is actually built into the super form, so I can just edit that accordingly along with the super form. The Wonder models have to be done too. Thankfully, they're pretty simple. And am I forgetting anything? Oh, the annoying thing is you actually have to do, if you want them to show up like this on the world map as these characters, you have to do a separate set of model rigs because it's for some weird reason they're separate. Though thankfully it's easier when I finish the main ones first. Then I import those models and like tweak and rig them over that model because it's usually reused that version of them just with a different rig and name and stuff. Smooth Moves asks, have you played Move It? Oh, dude, I played it at launch and streamed the whole thing on definitely YouTube. I don't know about Twitch. You can find it on my YouTube if you go into the live tab. It's not been deleted or anything. It was a lot of fun. My only frustration I remember was I think I played it on Yuzu back when that was a thing, because that's easier to stream. They did not at launch have the IR sensor figured out right, so the micro games that relied on IR sensors, especially Cat Anna's one, it would not work. It would not properly detect the fingers, and Cat Anna's I've replayed many times, and it was just perseverance and luck, and the fact that when you first play it, you can you have multiple chances instead of just dying once. I did believe they did fix that since, and actually I think Ryujinx doesn't properly support the Joy-Cons or IR camera yet, so you still might want to, if you have Yuzu or if you know where to find it after what happened, if you're gonna do a PC emulated version of Move It, though I think that's one I would recommend on TV, but especially with the. I think I did some of the multiplayer with a relative recently, or maybe I can't remember if we got it working. I think he mainly wanted to try the campaign on his own, so I watched that. All right, let's hear Cat line. Yep, so that's been fun to mod in. It's all actual clips, and if people are interested, there's a site I want to recommend for assets for mods from existing games. I don't know if it's called anything that's to go there, but it's 3 sister sites: the Model Resource, the Modelers Resource. It's that or Models. The Spriters Resource and the Sound Resource. They're all together in like a menu, and they're audio clips, character models, or 2D sprites ripped from and formatted from hundreds of games over the decades across consoles and computers. And there's a lot of, I think all yeah, Gold. All three games with the current voice cast, Gold, Move It, and Get Together, you can find rips for every character on there. And so that's what I've been using. I'm so annoyed because I lost that's my other account. I was talking about pins. I definitely would have watched that. Oh, the Move It stream. Hey, you can always watch it now. Better late than never. It was fun. And the annoying thing is, I wanted to do. I no, I not even wanted. Was all ready to do one for Get It Together's launch in 2021, and I forget if it was. I don't think it was my PC. I think it was. At that point, I was still Switch. I was strictly streaming from my console using a capture card. There was some output error. I couldn't get the game to show up on my computer from the Switch and TV, and I just had to last minute cancel. So that was a bummer. To go work now. Great to work this mod. Okay, thanks Foxblocks. Thank you for following. And I'm gonna be trying. I've said this multiple times, but I think now more than ever, I'm gonna be able to really get back to streaming more often. I'm gonna be bringing back the VTuber rig, maybe even tomorrow. There was so much catching up and updating and resetting up of stuff, and it was already late enough as it is that I'm just like, I'll get that set up tomorrow. The important thing is you can hear me, and I can hear you. Funny thing is that this is still the head is still the Mario elephant model. I noticed the girls, the princesses, keep their original skin tone when they're elephants, and Mario and Luigi turn gray. So I'm keeping with that, where for human characters at least, the girls will keep their skin tone regardless of if they're replacing Mario and Luigi or the princesses, and like male humans will go gray, and creatures and animals will probably just keep their original skin color if it's not, either of those. Oh wait, no, there is one more I got functioning in the game, and it's my main man Orbulon. And actually, that was the first time I made a custom model. And granted, it was not from scratch. I'm not that good yet. I used some pre-built assets, but it took a lot of work over like about a week or two, and I was really happy with it. And I did put it in Guitar Hero as well. You probably saw the upload of that. Been modding Guitar Hero for a couple years now with World Tour Definitive Edition, because that's just a great mod and compilation and modern way to play the games easily, and just all the characters and stuff are so fun. When I saw Guitar Hero, I think of Kermit singing Metallica's song. Oh, are you talking about the mods? I was gonna ask that the video, because there's a famous video from early YouTube of someone with the Kermit puppet singing "Hurt" by Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today. Or no, maybe it's the Nine Inch Nails version, the quieter version. It's pretty amazing. I think it's called Sad Kermit. Okay. So when she has the weird glitch when she thumbs up, let's see if it happens when she waters. Okay, well, she still thumbs up, so okay, I'll work on that. That's thankfully that's one more minor one. It's not during gameplay getting in the way. It's not constant to the whole level, and it doesn't. There's been stuff that crashes or freezes the game if you don't format it right. The weirdest one I had was when I tried loading certain mods I was working on. This whole world map would be colored white, and it would soft lock. I couldn't move around or pause. Very annoying. Oh, and yeah, one other thing, I can confirm his model is working in game. I'm just going to showcase him later when I think all his voice stuff is good. Frank's going to replace Florian. There is a 3D model of Frank, technically, that there was some in a game in Wario minigame where you threw them on islands. I took the one that was of basic Frank. I just cleaned up the textures a little bit and tweaked the proportions so he's shaped more exactly like the regular version from the main games. So that's fun. And I did find clips. There are voice clips of him on Sound Resource, which actually he's not a major character, especially before and after Gold, but Gold made him one of my top tier characters. Before it was just Orbulon, Cat, and Crygor. Now Frank's in there because I never imagined that voice or personality form of this gentle old man. 9-Volt, you should do your homework, and I love that. I always imagined him as a mischievous, feisty little gremlin type, but not at all. So this totally official Switch 2 link with the Switch 2 as the forecast channel. Oh, I missed the Wii channels. That was so fun and novel, and that's been my big complaint about the Switch, is that compared to everything before it, there's no cool side stuff. There's no Street Pass, there's no Miiverse, there's no you can't change the background, there's no audio. they went so sparse. Maybe they were on a budget after the Wii U for that. But I hope, since we're probably, a year from now, I'll probably be streaming a new system. I hope they go back to, and here I'm not the only one who said this, so I hope they've listened to people being like, can we have some personality and fun, side gimmicks in the UI? Especially if it's still, I assume it's going to be a stronger Switch, a still portable hybrid. Bring back Street Pass. I love me some Street Pass. Peak 2010s memories. Can I skip? Okay, no, I can't skip these. Oh, she didn't glitch that time. Maybe it's just a thumbs up. I'll have to... So I guess it's her left arm, maybe? I'll look into it. Maybe it's the hand. Because the hands are separate models from the arms, so, and the torso. I did not... I hadn't tested the parachute. I mean, Cat would have a parachute of herself. She's a little... In my head canon and stuff like Toon, she's a little egotistical. Alright. I didn't have to do the jump to finish that. That's funny. Down the line, I might need to break for 1 minute just to refill my ice water. It's cooling down over here. It's been a brutal summer. Dude, the Wii U is 10 years old. I remember when it was... Oh, you're kidding. Was it? Well, actually, no, I think it was 2012. I think it's older. Jeez. Oh, I did forget this. I need to fix the legs on... She looks like a South Park character. See, this is why I'm glad I'm doing it, because... Again, I told you it's a separate rig and model in-game from the side-scrolling gameplay one, so I do need to go in and probably adjust the rig so that the legs are set to the skeleton properly. So, alright. Skeleton, the world map elephant legs, said no one ever, and the elephant thumbs up at the end of the level. I'll check both the arms and the model for that. The arms and the hands, obviously. The model. Can I kill these guys with elephant? They still take... Yep, they still take 3 hits. You can just... Okay. It's funny, on my server, on Diamond City Nights, the server stuff for collab and other stuff, we obviously talk about Wario, and it's been fun seeing how many members have met some of the... next time. How many members have met some of the English cast at cons, and I don't know if I have, at least not since they started playing... Wario, but I also have been to cons in recent years, in like the past, well, no, this year since I moved. But I would love to. I'm definitely a Robbie Damon fanboy now, because both of Ori Beyond, but also he's Chai in Hi-Fi Rush, which was my goatee of last year. I was both never so heartbroken by a studio closure as I was with Tango, and then like the other day when the good news hit, I think I literally had like some happy tears. I was like, this is a real life miracle. Seen the oldest Nintendo videos. Also, I wonder what Super Mario 3DS is going to be. It's going to be Mario 3D then. Pretty good game. There's a trailer for the eShop. Oh, I missed the eShop. Oh, it's interesting. I guess there's some stage wonder effects where there are Mario clips separate from the folders where all his other clips are saved. Same with the cutscenes. All 2 of them. The intro and the... Oh, that's Firefly. The intro and the ending. Also, I know there's that weird texture glitch on them when they swap forms. As far as I know, there's not a way to fix that. I don't think modders have figured out the cause of that. What weirded you out? There we go. Oh! Oh well, at least don't get scored for it. I swear I meant to press the... I think ZL is ground pound and ZR is the spin, if you have it. I think I just in my head still think they do both. Weird that the eShop didn't exist before 3DS. I'd say it did under a different name, because we had the Wii, whatever the Wii Shop channel was called. I know WiiWare was the original games. It was divided into WiiWare, original games, and Virtual Console for the old games. And then the DSi had its own shop that I think just called the DSi shop. But the, yeah, I kind of consider them the same thing, because the Wii U and 3DS eShops were not the same. I don't think they were together, and I'm trying to remember if they closed at the same time, but I do not remember. I have to look it up, unless somebody knows. It is funny. I'm trying to the Cat and Mona actress Stephanie Sheh. That's whose voice you're hearing here. She's done so much stuff, and I'm just not that familiar with her stuff. But everything I've seen her seems cool. She seems like a good Sailor Moon. I mean, technically, she was in one episode of Bobo. That accounts for much in my eyes. She was the second Denbo in the finale. Like on the Wii U, you could see 3DS only games. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I might have forgotten that. Are you able to buy them and then like download them later on the 3DS, or add them to? Can you do the wish list or pre-order or stuff like that, or was it literally just view that? I forget how that works. So okay, maybe it was a little more unified than I thought. And if they closed down at the same time, then even more. So if so, I stand corrected. I only got WarioWare Gold back in 2018 because I saw it on the Wii U eShop. Oh, did you not know about it before the eShop stuff? Because, I mean, yeah, if you weren't watching Nintendo Directs or like their channel or like gaming channels or stuff, then I guess you might not know about it. It definitely wasn't as like highly advertised as your Breath of the Wilds or Mario Odysseys. Both because WarioWare's always been more niche, but also it was like one of the last 3DS games. It was a year after Switch launch, so priorities were elsewhere, both within Nintendo and with fans. Oh, dang it. Showed the game, but you couldn't get anything. They did do a demo. I think it was of the training levels with Wario. So you got it just to like, definitely felt like for those who had never played the games. But I did the demo just to get a taste of it. Because that was the first game since Game of Wario in like 2012 or 13, and first traditional WarioWare since Smooth Moves in 2007. So like long gap. It was on front 3DS store. Yeah, they still do. For Switch, they put the big new releases front and center for a bit, so that helps. Yeah, and they did the same with. I think they did that with all of them. I'd have to look up footage of the Wii and Wii U ones. I never had a DSi. I assume it was the same. Only DSi. I feel like the only thing that interested me was Shantae, the Risky's Revenge, and that was ported to literally everything afterwards. So I was just patient. Oh, and coming back full circle, Shantae is voiced by 5-Volt. Alright, let's do this. How oh, I've already got 100%. Okay, I don't think I can turn the game up more. Is the volume balance okay between me and the game? Or at least, am I not being... You can hear me okay? I guess you can hear me okay if Smooth Moves is able to talk to me. Peak nostalgia for me. Mario World was my first owned, not just Mario game, but game. It was 4 the year the Super NES came out. I got it for Christmas with Mario World. Didn't know that Gold had old my games. When I got Touch, I was confused. Oh, you were like, why is this? I already played this. What's going on? Is this deja vu? Is this the Mandela effect? I think I had it on Wii U too. I think I also... It was briefly available for 3DS in some form. It wasn't like those ambassador games. I never at the time I got a 3DS like a year after it came out, so I wasn't eligible for those, which were like a bunch of GBA games that were never available elsewhere for 3DS. But I think they did some. I forget how they did. They did the touched download. I feel like there was an unorthodox way to like some sort of promo or limited time isolated thing. It was not like a regular. I don't think they put out many just straight DS games for 3DS, so they should have. But maybe they were also like, you can still go out and buy them. It's harder work to port them over than it is for you to get the copies that we're still selling. All right, do I have? I think give them some currency. Yeah, I got plenty. Oh, I like this one. Rolla Koopas. Do you have any other badges? Nope, just use that one. Pain me here, the Virtual Console is defunct. Yeah, it's like now I have nostalgia for this nostalgia. It was serving up stuff that was already nostalgic in the 2000s. now the system it was on is nostalgic. I was talking to someone when I was who I'm doing the guitar, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So the parachute works right there. I need to fix the elephant one, I guess. I'll try the parachute with all the forms over time. I think I didn't mess with the ones for, yeah, for Fire Flower and Drill and Bubble. I should try regular and small cat as well. There's no reason why they couldn't do Virtual Consoles. They kind of did. I was gonna say that's their replacement, but they seem to want a subscription model now. It's all the rage between streaming, Game Pass, Spotify. Who am I kidding? I do battle passes for Fortnite and Multiversus, so I'm part of the problem. Actually, I'm gonna get crucified for this. I do kind of like the idea of battle passes when they're done well, because they can be good incentives to keep coming back to the game, especially as the ones that are continuing to add new stuff. And you feel like you're getting some new stuff, like always around the corner. So I do like that. But not all the content is created equal. Does anybody have any questions about the mods I'm doing here, or the process, or stuff like that? Like, if you're interested in making some, I actually used a tutorial on Game Banana for specifically how to do it for this game, because many games the processor is different outside of the rigging. If you go to Game Banana, I think for Mario Wonder, I think it's called Dr. Smol, like, and it's the SMOL kind. Wonder model modding. And he goes over step by step how to. You'll want Blender, which is free. You'll need a thing called Switch Toolbox to rip the models and textures, even the sounds and other like programming type stuff. I just mess with the visual and audible stuff. Audible, that's not a word. And then you also use it to replace the rip files with your modded versions, and you place them in a folder for Ujinx or Yuzu, and you get your if it works right, you get your mod. Seen episodes of the WarioWare TV show? Which one? I know there was an account on Twitter who was possibly making their own one, and again, I'm sorry, Judge is being so slow. Just life happens. But what's the other Wario TV show? Oh, okay, I need to go this way. Oh, yeah, okay. At least I wasn't shrunk. Should be good. Just get the seed. Yeah, it's fun doing some more unique lines when they get the seeds, because that's when you get some more like number one. My name is number one. Or so nice. Like they don't just say grunt or like the most common lines. Actually, I guess Mario's number one has been around since New Super Mario Brothers. That's a common line now. In the 2D ones. Clear my throat with some water. That's a good happy yay. You know, we ought to invite Wario next time we get a Wonder Flower. Did you say Wario? And that is my Kyle Hebert impression for the day. Thank you very much. It's funny because I think I spent a long time just knowing him for Adult Gohan. But now I also know him as you know, these guys, and Mr. Sparkles, not Mr. Sparkle, the Simpsons bit, but Kaito and Soda from Danganronpa. That's the other series I'm a big fan of, where he's prominent. It is funny how many of the cast in that series played two characters across different games. Is Mario Paint drawing for Pac-Man at the time in German? Oh, what's the well, first off, what is the Pac-Man? I know we talked about Pac-Man. So, Pac-Man Tom and Jerry movie, is this a fan project? Is it a compilation of, like, existing material? And it's in Mario Bay. That's cool. Posted some. Do you have a link somewhere? And also just explain me what the project is, because I'd love to hear about it. And it's just been a while. So, I know we talked about Pac-Man cartoon a whole bunch, but now we got some Tom and Jerry involved, and knowing that there's actually Okay, well, this was bound to happen. Looks like, let me just make sure the stream is working. Hang on 1 second. Okay, the connection's not good, but it is there. Yeah, I hope this is going to happen from time to time. The place where I'm living now has some very, very unreliable internet connection, so that'll happen sometimes. I apologize. Just bear with it and wait a minute when it happens. I will do everything I can to get back online. And still, she enjoys the Tom and Jerry drawings based on the scene about being friends. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, that's the Tom and Jerry movie I watched as a kid, the '90s one, where they talked, right? Which was it was and Tom was Jerry was she died. The actress died very young. She was on stuff like Duckman, and she was Max and Goof Troop. She was in a bunch of stuff. But Tom was I think his name's Richard Kind. He was Bing Bong in Inside Out. He's also in Big Mouth. I think he's just like a general big actor. He's in Bug's Life too. He's Hopper's brother, so Pixar likes him. The drawings aren't related to PM. Is that Pac-Man? What's PMR? Sorry, I'm not. Oh, Pac-Man Reanimated. Is that it? I'm just trying to. So if it's not Pac-Man related, Pac-Man Reanimated. Yeah, you got some multiple Pac-Man projects going. That's cool. I actually just got I'm going to be working. I don't think we'll get to them on this stream tonight. I'm doing a couple Crash 4 mods for a guy because I did. You can find I got Don Patch over Crash, and I think the first thing I'm doing is a Sonic OC. I forget what the second one is, and then the third is a Pac-Man OC. Pac-Man, yeah. I like the voices. Dana Hill as Jerry. I like both those actors, but I think even as a kid, I was like, I wasn't sure. I thought it was kind of, it didn't fit what I had in my head, and I wasn't sure what that was. I guess I thought I thought they'd both be deeper. Tom wouldn't have the "I'm Tom," and Jerry wouldn't sound like, I think Dana Hill was usually cast as Kid. She had a very convincing kid voice. I always thought that Jerry was more like in his like teens or young adult because he's such a dick to Tom. But oh, Smooth Moves. Okay, so I'm getting geeky. There's some of the old shorts where they would occasionally talk or even sing, but it was not, consistent. There's a 40s movie where it was like an early Roger Rabbit type thing where a guy, Gene Kelly, the Singing in the Rain guy, he's live action dancing with Jerry, who's animated to the scene. And she's like he has like a cute, high pitch, what you'd expect of like a mouse or bunny, like a cute Warner Brothers Disney cartoon back then. But there was a 90s movie where one of the hooks was that they talked. And like the whole, like from like 10 minutes in through the whole movie, and it was pretty trippy. I think when I saw the movie, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on video, and I didn't know before I watched it they were going to talk. I was like, whoa! I was very much like that nostalgic reaction. If I had a class, it would have been a spit take. Smooth Moves, thanks for joining and chatting. So fun to have you. Look forward to more. I'll try and be more consistent about them, especially next month once I know what my school schedule is. All right, I think we can go now forward. But let me first. Was the movie 92 or 93? Maybe I saw it on video in 93. Yeah, I would have been like 6 at most. Technically, I'm an 80s kid, but my childhood was the 90s. I can ramble about Animaniacs and Power Rangers all day. Oh, Pokemon. I count Pokemon 2. That started in the States in 98. I think in Japan it was like 96, so it's 90s in most places. Oh, wait, did I get it already? Oh, can you go past it? From released in Germany in 92, whatever else in 93. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So certainly completed in 92. I wonder if sometimes there's distribution disputes, but sometimes they're just delays because they want to avoid a big competitor. So I'm trying to remember what would have been, because I always think of like the 90s was the Disney Renaissance. Like that was the biggest thing for animation, especially the early, like the Little Mermaid up through Lion King, I think was like the peak of that hype. There was some really good stuff afterward. But I remember 93, they kind of skipped a year because they put out Nightmare Before Christmas, which they marketed under a different label. Maybe some of you might even know it. It was called Touchstone. Disney used to have different divisions where they released more like adult dramas or stuff like that. Like, stuff that didn't fit the Disney family label. And I think they got cold feet about Nightmare because it is more, very Tim Burton gothic, grisly type stuff. Though I guess there's stuff that would scare a kid, but I don't think it's too bad. So just be safe and not be like, if it flops, they would be like, well, it's not a Disney movie, it's a Touchstone movie, and they might be actually. Well, I should check out like if it's on Disney Plus or Blu-ray stuff. If they switched it out for the Disney logo, It actually does kind of annoy me that when I got the Blu-rays of the '90s ones I grew up on, they replaced that like flat blue one with like the modern 3D castle, and I'm like, well, that wasn't how it originally was. You're pulling Star Wars. Also nostalgia. This is when you prepared for Animaniacs. I know what you're talking about. That's an episode I haven't rewatched since I was a kid, but I remember it was Sloppy messing with them because they gave her 2 toes down, and I think it was a really like gross out joke where like she used Ebertone fat as butter. That was like I was like whoa, but I always like Sloppy, so that was one I should rewatch. Oh wait, I need to switch to the coin badge, but the two Yoshis they're giving would be 2 tons of. Oh, it would have to be same with Pyoro because he's basically Yoshi as a bird. I believe it's one of the yes Hollywood Pictures. I know them for pretty much just for Mario. I know they did release many other movies. It's just that's the only one. I think Mario was the only one I ever saw or that like can come to mind. And I will say for anybody who listens to the podcast in years past, Sketch Watch Play, it's finally going to be coming back soon. I've recorded 2 new episodes. I just took a hiatus because life was getting busy. First new episode will be the 50th episode. I got several returning guests to talk the original Lion King. Just thought, seminal classic, big milestone episode. So let's do it. And the other one, when I recorded more recently with my brother, we talked all 3 Mario movies. The 90s one, the new Illumination one, and the 80s anime that I bet a lot of people don't even know about because it never got officially released here and it's never been re-released in Japan past tape. But the cool thing is there's a fan-done HD remaster with subtitles fully available on YouTube. And I think because the studio who made it doesn't exist, nobody cared to take it down, which did happen eventually. The 90s movie was on YouTube for a long time, in HD even, but eventually it was taken down. And also now it does have, I keep meaning to get, there's a fancy new Blu-ray, even a 4K version with like a good remaster, and like, the thing I'm really excited for is that they found some lost deleted scenes from a work print and made like a director's cut. I've seen pictures of it. I know, and granted, it was off of VHS, so even with some remastering, I think it's like in 4:3 and lesser quality. But I'm just curious to see more of the stuff that didn't make it in that they went to trouble of filming because I kind of love that movie. I think it was fun. Like my brother, it was like he actually started by saying like I'll just say off at the front, I think all 3 of these movies are worth your time. I think definitely the new one, especially if you're a Mario fan. I would say at this point the 90s one, if you're fine with it being a different take, then yeah, go for it. It's a very fun movie. Outside of that, and the anime is pretty neat. I just think it's very straightforward compared to the other 2. And they had less to work off at the time, but also it's actually very faithful considering how it was like just like the first 2 games, I think. So it definitely the only thing that I feel like they kind of like 90s one they got everything wrong. New one, I think Cranky is the only one whose voice and characterization didn't click with me. The anime, Luigi's personality was very odd. His colors were weird, and he was like very greedy or like money obsessed. So it was like almost like he was like a proto Wario. And granted, I don't think the cowardly, timid stuff happened until Luigi's Mansion in 2001. So, they were literally probably working off nothing. I don't think Luigi had a defined trait just then, but which is very much there in the new movie. In the 90s, like John Leguizamo Luigi is very different too, but I think it's just a very fun character and performance. I think everybody's very fun in that movie. Even though you look at probably everybody but Mario and you're like, I don't see it. Maybe Daisy. Certainly not Luigi and Koopa. Spike and Iggy, no. Big Bertha, no. Lena's made up for the movie. I'm sure there's like fan art of like her as a Koopa or something. I forget anybody major. What was it? Scapelli. What was Mario's girlfriend name? Daniela. Yeah, she was. Oh, I knew it was missed opportunity. I think they even considered it early on. She should have been Pauline. She kind of like her hair and clothes color are kind of brunette with red to begin with, like which would be a nice nod. And I think people have said there's an early version of the script where like her middle or last name was Pauline. I don't know why they didn't. Like I know they probably went with Daisy over Peach or Toadstool because that's a real name in real life, but Pauline's a real name in real life too. I was just posting on the Bobo out of context Twitter about because I just will randomly post out whatever moments or characters like pop up in my mind. I was remembering Denbo. Denbo in her first appearance, well, in her second appearance in the finale, it's Kat and Mona's voice, Stephanie Shea, who I brought up. In her first appearance, it's Kate Higgins, who is now the voice of Pauline and sings both those vocal songs in Odyssey. Also, Sakura in Naruto is a big one. I know she's in Code Geass, but I haven't seen it. She voiced Tails for a couple years, I think from Colors, Generations, and Lost World, and then since then it's been called Ino Shaughnessy. So yeah, she gets around. Let's do both these. Yep, I think we're about halfway through our playthrough. I think when we hit... So right now it's 7:46 for me, Eastern. I think when we hit 8:30, I'm going to switch over to the modding work and try and finish... It looks to be a pretty straightforward Guitar Hero mod, so that usually takes me like maybe 2 hours, bar any hitches or obstacles I hit. So I'd like to see if I can finish that. Definitely want to test it out. I might have to mute the game, though. Obviously, that's full of copyrighted songs. The important thing is seeing funny characters in it. Man, I'm just saying, how much time have I spent in Elephant so far? Elephant's pretty prominent in the opening levels. Oh, I will say about 90s Mario, I didn't know this until recently. Oh, can I move it? I didn't know this until very recently. I think Bob Hoskins was like 49 or 50 when he played Mario, and I was like, he looks like a decade younger. That man, he handled that decade of aging very well, and he's just sorely missed as an actor, because he was actually for 90s kids, he was a pretty iconic figure, because obviously Roger Rabbit's the big one, and that's both a fantastic movie and he's great in it, especially considering what he had to do was so unorthodox at the time. For anybody who's ever seen Hook, he was Smee, did a great job alongside Dustin Hoffman. And a voice work, movie I really liked, Balto. He was the Goose, Boris. I know he kept doing a bunch of stuff until his death in like 2014 or 15, and I've just never seen it. I've actually heard some of his early, more subdued work is really great. He did a lot of dramas or like street crime movies. I think there's one called The Long Kiss Goodnight. It's considered a classic, and he's great in it. I definitely want to get around to seeing that. I also want to see more of him with his native British accent, because my go-to for him is like he's clearly New Yorker as Mario. I think Eddie Valiant's might be like Chicago or Boston or something. Maybe New York. Definitely not British or standard American. So, but those are what my go-to. I'm like, oh, what do you mean he didn't sound like that? I highly recommend looking up a famous clip. It definitely shows how times have changed. It was him admitting about how he felt, because there's so much. Even if you don't like the 90s Mario movie, I still recommend you look up behind-the-scenes info on it and documentaries on, like, there's a good one by Gaming Historian on YouTube. A lot of the cast and crew weren't familiar with the games, to the point Bob Hoskins didn't know it existed until after he signed on. He had no idea it was even an adaptation. He told his son the name of the movie, and they were like, "Oh, wait, are you playing Mario?" And the son brought him in the living room and put on one of the games. Here's his quote: "I saw this thing jumping around. I was just like, I used to play King Lear." So he was not happy. He definitely looked down on the old pixely games. Siskel and Ebert did too. There was actually, I think there was a lot of people arguing with Ebert later, by the time we were in like the PS2, PS3 era, about, he was like, can games be art? And I'd say a lot of any kind of piece of media could be considered art in technical terms. But I feel like even by his own cinematic terms, by the time you were hitting the more story-driven and HD era stuff, your Mass Effects, your Uncharted's and stuff, I'm like, you should be able to be okay with this now. And I don't know if he ever got around to like see those, or if he did, if he commented on them, I am not aware, unfortunately. But I have had fun. I never watched Siskel and Ebert when they were airing together. I was too young for it to be interested, I think. But I have seen a lot of YouTube archives, and they were very entertaining. And it's also kind of nostalgic since they're talking about much older movies. I think they were all... Yeah, they ran through the 80s and 90s, and I think Siskel died in 99 or 2000. And Ebert lived until, I think, 2013. But he did... the sad thing is his later year, he had, I think, jaw cancer. and he lost the ability to speak. And in his later years, he was using. There are videos of it. It's very neat. In his later years, he was using a. He took the Stephen Hawking approach and had like a text to speech thing, but they went beyond the Stephen Hawking robot voice and used. It was probably some early like voice AI type stuff. They synthesized it to sound like him, so that was neat. You'll see him talking to his wife in like later years, and I think that probably meant a lot to both of them to be able to hear him as they knew him. The ponytail hiding in the pipe. Alright, do we go forward now? Let me see if there's anything over here. We can come back to this. Let's do the castle. Alright, that was the last sip of my water. After I beat the castle, I'm going to go get a quick refill. Do not worry, it will take 30 seconds. But yeah, actually, let me make a note of it to. Just gonna pause real quick. I'm just gonna write down for. I'm gonna as I test. I might do streams with testing the other mods too. So I need to fix elephant. Writing this in Notepad. Fix elephant cat's legs in world map, and fix elephant cat's thumbs up at end of each level. I think the latter will. I assume it'll be easier, but it could be harder. Because it might be something that's a little tucked away. The legs will be pretty straightforward. I just probably forgot to transfer the one file over. Or one aspect of them properly. Anybody who's ever played the original Mario 1 knows the pain that you feel whenever you ran into Hammer Brothers, because they were tough and, yeah. They were like, they threw so many hammers, they were quicker, and if you didn't have at least one power-up or like the super form, it was pretty risky. It was, to quote Orbulon, risky biz. And the scarf peeks through too. That's cute. Oh, I think it's the shadow. This might look a little weird. Oh no, okay. Now it's another level where the stretchy shadow. That does look a little weird. I might see if I can fix that. Fem Scout, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We are Cat's an Elephant now. There is no God. But yeah, showcasing this. I've already found some stuff I can go and fix when I update. Because I knew there were some missing audio and model files for some of the one-off transformations. But there's also some rigging I need to tweak for Elephant Cat in particular. Good, how are you? I'm doing good. I have had a crazy year that's made it difficult to work on stuff for a stream here, which is why you've seen so little of me, and I apologize. That's been starting to change. And oh no! Oh, I almost fell into the acid. I am hoping to stream more this week and the rest of the month at least. And when I know my class schedule, because I got a little gap from school for various reasons, and when my classes start at the beginning of September, I'm going to take a look at my schedule, and if I think it's feasible, I'll do more. It's still going to be feasible to do at least once a week. I'd like to do 2 or 3. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to bring back the VTuber rig, possibly tomorrow or Thursday too. I think it's ready to go. I spent so much time catching up and reconfiguring and setting up and updating all the other stuff, the rigs, the tech, and the software, that I was just like, I'm late starting this as is. Let's just go ahead and... Actually, no, let's get the elephant. Already got the flower. Does her... I think her ponytail moves a little bit. Okay, I can't tell anymore. It's okay, though. Now for everybody's least favorite part of Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars, the bosses. I like the last boss of this game, though. I think just Bowser Jr. is very... It's the one part of the game that feels uninspired. And there's not many. There's like 3 boss fights, and they're kind of just variants on this Bowser Jr. General classic Bowser Jr. Koopas. I've been watching the Mario cartoons a lot. Oh, the Deke ones? I watched a lot of 3 as a kid. I actually saw the Milli Vanilli episode a couple of years after the fact, where I only knew Milli Vanilli for their exposure, so it was just like, wow, what a poorly aged cameo. And not for, like, dirty reasons or violent reasons, just that they were... The worst part, aside from the obvious errors, the fact the best character, Bully Koopa... Bully's Morton, right? he's barely in the series. I remember the one who I thought got the most spotlight was Kooky Ludwig. I always thought it was funny that with it, he kind of sounded like a higher version of James from Team Rocket, on top of having the blue hair. Ooh, Daddy, King Dad. Also, R.I.P. For those who didn't hear, the original dub voice of Jessie and Misty, Rachel Lillis, just died of cancer. That was very hard to hear. Bully is Roy. Oh, yeah, you're right. Roy was not around more. Big Mouth was Morton. From what I've heard, the reason that they had different names was because they had to get the show out alongside the game. The designs were finalized, but not the names. So I think they told them, just do your own thing and don't worry about it. I'm sure it confused a lot of kids. It's kind of like how I always hear the second live-action Ninja Turtles movie has Tokka and Razar, which clearly feel like stand dance for Bebop and Rocksteady, even though they don't talk really. But I think when it comes down to, there were rights involved with getting those other two, and they just went with substitutes. But a lot of kids called them Bebop and Rocksteady, even though they said their names several times. I also think it's cute that since then, they've shown up in... I haven't seen the actual things. I know they were in Tokka and Razor in at least one episode of the 80s cartoon after the movie, and at least Razor is in the 2012 show at some point. I believe they kind of like You Beautiful. I thought you were part of the garbage. Oh yeah, Bully would dish out the roasts. He was a bully. And I can't stand Cutie Pie. Oh, she's a brat, and she has that like it's like Harley Quinn on helium, like, yeah, Daddy, I want it. She adds like Veruca Salt to the extreme. Thankfully, when I think Wendy comes off a little more composed. Oh, also, I think Pretty Mutant and Tupa Angelica. Oh, she is Angelica Pickles very much. Yeah, also another horrible human being. Cutie Pie's not human. But I actually... So, see, back me up on this if you can confirm. Weren't the Iggy and Lemmy, Hip and Hop, weren't they voiced by Tara Strong? Like one of her first roles? Like, she would have been like teens or like early 20s. It was like early Tara Strong. But I remember especially when I listened to one of them, I was like, that's basically the Timmy Turner voice. And I know that the Koopa voice was... He did various things, but I know him as Sam in the 90s. Sam Extra. Iggy was voiced by Tara Strong. Okay, Lemmy was not. Yeah. I remember one of them. They were at YouTube Hoops. This is a volcano. I can't do the Timmy Turner voice, but it was... Okay, it was not... It's been a while, because I knew they were like a pair. It was Hip and Hop. They were like a Huey, Dewey, and Louie type unit, and they sounded pretty similar, but... Okay. Different actors. Alright, let's get this... It is sobering when I think about, like... Because it was different Mario and Luigi voices in Super Show, and then they replaced them for 3 in World. Koopa was the same. I think Toadstool was recast. And both the Mario and Luigi's and Koopa have passed on. But, you know, it's been almost 40 years. It happens. But I think some of them weren't that old, though. So that's a shame. I believe the Mario 3-1 Walker Boone was, like, just last year. Hip saying this is volcanoes, the energy is Pac-Man saying this is a wrench. Okay, is the Pac-Man wrench, is that a meme? I was not aware of that one, or is that just one that you know, because you've seen Pac-Man, that it comes up in your head. And is it the 80s one? I think it's Marty Ingalls. This is a wrench. Well, he's like an older... Oh, I don't know if he was that old. He had like he had a raspy voice. It was pretty fun. It was a fun take on Pac-Man. Wait, do I have the... Oh, I should get the... Is this an underwater level? I should go back and get the dolphin badge. It is something. Okay, also, yeah, I know. There are many Two Poops I haven't seen. I should remember this volcano and the temperature is rising, it's getting hot. Temperature is rising, it's getting hot. Yeah, I do like Viper Marty Ingalls, but also there was the other one I really liked was the one from World 3. Even though I've only seen the cutscenes, I haven't played it. I think it was a British actor named like Martin something who also has played Thomas the Tank Engine. It was kind of a good everyman, youngish hero. You know, in my head I was never like, I would think I was like, I don't know what Pac-Man would sound like. I know I didn't like the Ghostly Adventures one. What I heard, it was like they wanted like Naruto or Ash. They were going for that vibe, like the the woman doing like a raspy boy voice. I know that. Well, I do know that one of the gimmicks is he's meant to be a kid in that. So, but I don't know if that's what I would just that approach would take me in either. Martin Sherman, thank you. Yeah, wasn't he Thomas for a couple years? Because I know when I was a kid, it was just one guy narrating all the. It was when they used the actual models, and it was like just one guy narrating and doing all the voices. Then I know it switched to CG. The mouse actually moved, and they got voices for everybody. And have they switched to like that 2D reboot that like got fans upset? Because I know Thomas has like a. I didn't expect that Thomas has like a big following, like in general on like YouTube and stuff. So I think that was like one change too much for them. Thank you. Oh, I think I said that. Okay, I'm gonna go refill this water. Give me like 30 seconds. I will literally be right back. You might hear some background noise, but don't worry about it. Oh yeah, sitting up. Be right back. All right, give me 1 second. Sit down. All right, we are back. Thank you for waiting. I also realized I had to put the parrot to bed. 8 o'clock on the dot is usually his bedtime. He was ready. My buddy Squawks, named after the Donkey Kong parrot. Let's see what Yoshi. Let's see what Yoshi's been saying. World 3 is basically like the Tom Driver movie, but both are very different. They with heroes, yes. Okay, I can see that. I didn't know. Actually, yeah, I guess there is some teaming up with the Ghosts. I've seen some of the cutscenes in like the Nitro Rad review, and yeah, that was the first. Well, no, there was a little bit of dialogue in the FMVs in Pac-Man World 2, but Pac-Man himself didn't talk, so that was the big change. And there was a lot more talking in general in 3 throughout the game. The Spectral Realm was definitely on NEA prior to World 3. Is that what like a different world where he goes? Because I noticed it was like a little more gloomier looking. What I've seen, I know like it's a very different game in general, like not just the voices, but how it plays and the style and the tone. And I think part of that it was a different developer. So in that, and I think it wasn't even originally going to be Pac-Man World 3, but it got reworked. I wouldn't mind them. 2 was my jam back in the day on like PS2 or GameCube or something, and I would love. Repack seemed to go over well. Though the first one, I'm like, dude, can you do it with 2? I'd buy that. The Ghost of Metro 3. Yep. Yeah, okay, that would explain the gloominess. Yeah, and the Spectral. The Spirit World. Can the elephant swim? Okay. Alright, I think I'd like to try something besides the elephant, though. Let me see if I get, like, a fire or anything. Thank you, good timing. I think it's like the game new. Blitz Games. Yeah, they did a lot of licensed and platform games. I think they did Sneak King, which is kind of one of my gaming guilty pleasures. I'm not saying it's great, but for like a $5 gimmicky minigame thing, I thought it was funny. If you don't know, that's the early 360. It was actually a rare game that worked both on native 360 with like achievements and HD and stuff, and the original Xbox. and you played as that guy, that Burger King mascot, the guy in the King costume, going around and trying to sneakily give people burgers. Big product placement. It's pretty notorious, but I kind of got some laughs at it. Frogger 2 for the PlayStation. Oh, did they not do the first one? I actually think Nitro Red brought that up too, because the people who did the first one did Zapper instead. That cricket game, which played very similarly. I think he even said they might have taken like their original canceled, rejected pitch for their new Frogger and applied it to that. Bliss did 2. Okay, which one's the really hard one? I remember he reviewed both of them and said one of them was alright and one of them was really like hard and not in a fun, rewarding way. But it's also hard to top that PS2 Great Quest game for badness. That I remember hearing that was bad, but when I saw the Nitro's review of that, and he was like going into the reasons, I was like, whoa, this is like a rare level of atrocious. This is misguided. And it's made trippier by like half the cast being Sonic Adventure voice actors. I think Rouge voiced Frogger, and then like a kid pops up with the Tails voice. Sony did the hard one first, published by Hasbro. Was the first one a PS1 exclusive? Because I thought there was like, I remember it. Well, he might be a different developer. I remember Nintendo Power, literally one of the last Super NES games ever made. I'm talking like 96, 97, was a new Frogger that came along around the same time and had that same 3D, like 90s 3D box art. I'm sure it was a different thing. Shrek looking ass. Oh yeah, the great, yeah, not a great design. They made him cuter for the later stuff. That was more traditional. And the GBA did it. Nitro Red did like all of those, and the GBA ones actually looked appealing. I want to try those. Sorry, let me move my mic away so I crack some carrots. Can you still hear that? If you could hear that a few seconds ago, the crunching, I'm not going to do it on. So don't worry about that. Private research done by ST Studio Cambridge. Well, that's still an internal developer, it sounds like, because that's some Sony Computer Entertainment, so still counts as Sony. But just you can nail down the specifics of it, yeah. Let's see, add those. Just buy both of these. Let's do the coins. Let's stock up on those. Wait, how long have we been playing? Alright, yeah, about 20 more minutes, and we are going to switch to mod making. Alright, Bluebird. Oh, let's do the bubble. This is where they choose the bubble natively. Once that carrot, I'm gonna stop munching the carrot after this part. You watched Shrek 1 and 2, so the most famous, the iconic ones. I'm in the boat that thinks 2 is a lot better, but 1's fun too. I never watched 3 or 4 because people were so down on 3, and 4 was, I get the impression it was better, stepping right back in the right direction, but it still didn't capture the magic of the first 2. Yeah, Shrek 2 is the better of those, at least those first 2. I would assume I like it more than 3 and 4 because people were so meh. Over the Hedge vs. Madagascar. Okay, I've never seen any of the Madagascar films, but they seem pretty iconic, so I probably will at some point. I really like Over the Hedge. And granted, I haven't seen it since it came out almost 20 years ago, but I remember that surprised me because I thought it looked very generic in the trailers. Even though I knew and liked the comic strip, I was like, okay, a bunch of comedic talking animals in suburbs, that's fairly very safe. Okay, but then I saw it and it was quite good. You know, you can take anything that seems generic at like a pitch and make it good. It's all about just the effort and the people they have involved. So yeah, so check out Over the Hedge if you've never seen it. It's, for one thing, you have to watch like 2 or 3 others. It's standalone. It's just funny. There's actually some surprise. What other times has William Shatner done voice work? Because he was the dad possum. I know he's kind of do some because he's so silly. I think I just know him as no parodies of him, like from Animaniacs and Family Guy, where they do the Shatner over the top pauses. See with the scroll stops time. Yes, that's the part that like killed me first time I saw it, because it was, now that we've seen that with like Quicksilver and Sonic movies, that's almost like a cliche now or a trope. That was the first time I think it was done, at least that I saw it. But it was like, it beat those other 2 by a decade. My main character is literally Koopa Troopa. Oh, the turtle. I think he comes out of his shell at some point, which is, it is like that. I've always seen people point out like that's a cartoon trope, but they can't. They're attached to their shells in real life. That would kill them. I'm like, well, just have some fun with it. But yeah, it doesn't, because the main character. Excuse me. And the main character's the raccoon and the turtle. Is it like RJ and Vern or something? I think Vern's the turtle. And actually, it made me a little sad to look at the cast. I think he was Gary Shandling, who died, and RJ was Bruce Willis, who, you know, had forced into retirement. Can't really talk anymore, so it's just like, they're both not with us in that way anymore, but that's the patch of the time. I think the rest of the main cast. I remember Steve Carell was the squirrel. There was Wanda Sykes. Oh, yeah, stunt casting, because it was William Shatner as the possum, and his daughter was Avril Lavigne. I can't name another movie she's acted in. But, I remember not thinking she was bad, so it worked out okay. And I say that as someone who likes Complicated Skater Boy, less familiar with her other work. Can I go over here? The fact that Troy gets kicked around. Oh yeah, somebody should probably. I'll bet there's a YouTube edit that dubs it over with the classic, the classic Mario clunking shell sounds. Also, I showed my brother the new Mario movie a few months ago at his home. Once it hit video and streaming, because he was all set to go and see it in theaters opening day with me, and then he had his first kid 3 days before, and so the rest of his month was like all baby. But it was fun to show it to him, wondering what his reaction would be, and his face really lit up when the blue shell happened. Yeah, I mentioned her. I did not know she was in the Sandy movie. Didn't the Plankton movie leak too? Because I know the Sandy one's officially out. The Plankton one, I think I just saw people like, yeah, so something on like Twitter or something say before I closed it was like, screw it, here's the whole thing. But I don't think I'm gonna seek any of those out. I feel like the newer. I love the original SpongeBob movie. I heard SpongeBob Out of Water was way better than people expected because they kind of were misleading. The live action part is like the last act and not the whole movie. Nobody's been talking really about the Sandy and Plankton stuff other than them being leaked, so maybe they just don't make that much of an impression. And I know people didn't like Sponge on the Run. I thought the art style was really cool, but in the trailers, but the reactions were so meh, I just didn't get around to it. But I might watch Sponge Out of Water eventually. That one, now that I know there's actually more to it. Yeah, because like the first 2/3 of it is much more is regular underwater 2D SpongeBob. I guess they were just, you know, the ones with the CG gimmick and stuff. But trailers made me think that was like most like 80% of the movie. So I was like, that's stupid. They're like, no, it's just part of it. Like, oh, okay, that works. I can live with that. Yeah, Sponge Water. Yeah, it's too bad. With the new one, Sponge on the Run, I love that art style because they went for like. It's a little different from Spider-Verse, even though it's influenced by it with the lower frame rate, but it kind of has a claymation look. Mutant Mayhem kind of did that, and an underrated one on Netflix, The Willoughbys, really was going. They specifically went for a handcrafted felt and yarn type thing. Sandy movie is just bad. SpongeBob Run is weak, the animation's great. Sandy movie is just bad. Kind of feels like they kind of feel like cash grabs, kind of like a Camp Coral. And actually, I'm kind of wondering, is the Patrick show good now? It kind of feels like it only gets talked about either when something crazy happens, like when they reference Nostalgia Critic or something. But I see a lot of talented artists in the past on like Twitter and stuff who work on it. There's definitely like good talent working on new SpongeBob stuff. And I'm also hearing the same thing. Well, actually, no, people are really liking the new Fairly Odd Parents, which that was a nice surprise because I'm like, there's not been a good Fairly Odd Parents thing in almost 20 years. I'd give it up on the property, but. Especially once they did that live action hybrid sitcom for a bit. I think that's one where I was not upset when they said, oh, we're taking it off streaming. I haven't watched much of the Patrick Show. I saw a clip of the Bubble Bass thing. I also saw the Nostalgia Critic response to it. He did a little skit on YouTube that was very fun. I gotta give him credit. He knows how to take a joke. Because if you also see how he responded to the Oni Plays stuff. I think his quote was, it was in an interview with Double Toasted, another channel I like. He said, I think he said it would be really super hypocritical. I make a living, you know, mocking people's craft. It would be super hypocritical of me to not to be uppity about somebody doing that with me. But he also said he thinks the Oni guys are legitimately funny. And he's like, if I'm a bit of a joke and if it's funny, I'm fine with it. So good for him. SpongeBob said, like, yes, don't spoil the punchline for those who haven't seen it. New Wish is great. All the clips I've seen look great. It feels like there's that kind of inspired spark the original seasons had that were so great. Like, original Fairly Odd Parents in its prime is like one of those that has like very specific, very distinct pace and style to its writing and timing, in like in a good way. It's fast. It's like fast and quick and bold and brash. But it's, you know, we've got so many good memes from it, like just like with SpongeBob. But SpongeBob is a little more, I'd say, wholesome, but also more absurdist. Overall, they both had points that got ridiculous. I always thought Odd Parents was more. I'm sorry, I'm getting geeky in terms of like filmmaking stuff. I always thought Odd Parents was more dialogue driven. You know, they wouldn't as much do like the detailed painting close-ups or the absurd off model stuff. Look at me, think you're grown now. Oh, one of my favorite ever jokes is from that, and it's so quick. The "You're my new best friend." Share the photo, and it cuts to the cheerleader on the escalator. She screams, she's having a heart attack. And it cuts back. That kills me. That's such a good, quick, stupid joke. She has this like that's it's the best. Let's see. Wait, no, I hate this level. I've never been able to beat it. Let me skip out of here. Who cares what you think? You're a girl. No, yeah, there's so many good quotes. What was... No, I think my favorite is the dad with the bike. Like, oh, my hopes and dreams were killed so many years ago. How many years? How old are you? Dude just raises his eyebrow and they just move on. Or just dumb Cosmo stuff. The good news is I named my nickel Phillip. So what's the bad news? It's a girl nickel. What's another one I remember? I'm like, wait, I have an idea. Wanda pulls out a notepad and is just like writing down Tuesday the 13th. Cosmo had an idea. And later he's like, I had another idea. She goes out, this has been a banner day for Cosmo. Oh, so also sometimes they just go, internet? I remember another one. They're gonna kill me. Look at the bright side. You lived a good life. I'm 10. I said good, not long. I remember just the explosion. Like, they even redeemed Poof by aging him up and making him a cool character. Because Poof was a real jump the shark moment for me and a lot of others. I think I stopped watching around that time. And then the Sparky and Chloe didn't help. I didn't even watch episodes with them. I just knew people were like, fuck this. It's kind of like back to basics. You know, one kid with Cosmo and Wanda and, you know, Cam. But, I love the fact that they're doing, like, time has passed. So we're seeing characters like AJ and one of the rich kids. But, you know, they're saving Timmy. Probably, maybe even for, you know, some special episode or a finale. Though actually, I think I was reading the show hasn't been renewed yet. So, the artists are saying, hey, you know, watch it and spread the word, because it would be, I assume it's getting good ratings, so it'd be really stupid to cancel it. Oh, this is tough. Alright, hang on, let me focus on this. I think they keep rotating one direction. Like the band. Wait. I'm a comedian now. There we go. Alright, 7 away from minutes. Actually, no, I'll just beat my mic to get a carrot. Okay, I bet we do one more level, and then we switch to the mods. Oh, wait, what might I get? The wall kick? Yeah, might as well. Actually, no, let's do this, and then do the Prom Night level. We'll do 2 more. Oh, one of my favorite Wonder effects to try out with these mods is the one where it shifts to overhead and you're running around like an old Zelda game. I like Baldwin Timmy's Future. They also did. Well, everybody does bad movies. And it does. Cat in the Hat is both one of the worst and most amazing comedies. I kind of can't believe it got made because it's so raunchy, which is awful considering it's a book meant for like 3-year-olds. But some of the dialogue is just so, or like moments are so bizarre or funny, or both. That's back. There's nothing faster than slow. That's backwards. It makes no sense. Look at you. Arf. And I do love the whole kitchen scene with the cupcakes. I'll get you. It looked like a bloody accident. Set design, the scene of... Okay, yeah, the actual moment of heart. Because most movie doesn't have it. Yeah, it's not... It doesn't work that well. And yeah, yes, it does have good set design. It's actually... They didn't just do regular. I know, I think there's a picture out there. I think there's a new animated Cat in the Hat movie happening. And it's Bill Hader voicing him. I'll have to see how that's like. You probably had I feel like this. So you mean this? You mean should this slow? Yeah, no, they're funny moments, but it's just I still can't get over how like I'm not a prude about what people should or shouldn't view, but I'm like, there's a lot in here that I don't think kids like a little kid should see, and that's ridiculous considering it's Cat in the Hat. Dr. Seuss is like kids book 101. So what a weird decision to make, but at the same time. Some of this movie's really funny, or you just can't believe what you're seeing. Anything. I'll get you. It looked like a bloody accident. Oh, I have a guess what your personal favorite line is going to be. Is it the most infamous one? Oh, the boss. You're fired. No, I thought it was dirty hoe. I'm sorry, baby. I loved you. I can't. I remember friends and family would talk about the time. Like, did that really happen? Did he really say that? Didn't the boss also play the voice of the fish? Sean Hayes. Double role. I remember people pointing out because he's cleanliness obsessed. He's using hand sanitizer. People who watched it. There's some YouTubers who watched it during COVID. Were like, man, he was way ahead. Or like no commenters during COVID, and it was like, man, he was way ahead of the curve. Oh, did I fall? Okay. Where's there? Alright, great. Alright, one more level to do. Let me mute and munch a carrot. That's interesting. She doesn't just do the thumbs up with the glitch. She waves, and that's fine. So it probably is just the thumbs up model I need to go back and test out. Probably won't be that hard. And if I can't fix it, that's a very minor glitch. Very specific one, too. It's like you have to be this character and this ability. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Fuck yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Did you see the, I need to watch Smiling Friends, so you know about his cameo, right? Because he talked about it on his YouTube. Also, that was just making the rounds. I had a feeling it would happen. I just didn't expect it for like another season. Because they made it sound like they were still trying to work it out. Because I thought he would do a voice. But I think part of it was probably location, you know, because they obviously record in California, and I believe he's in Chicago. So they just had him film his normal place, but has a different persona. And I thought was it Daniel the Demon Slayer, which just makes me think about the anime. Probably fan art of Daniel and the like looking like Tanjiro. Oh no! Oh, I missed the coin. Haven't watched the show outside the banjo. Wembley, that took the internet by storm. I've still never seen the show. Or at least outside of clips, though I think the vibe I get from the clips is that I really like it. I just keep forgetting to watch it. But yeah, well, you know what's funny? I kind of wonder if Gwimbly, I don't know if he's meant to be a specific character. I think he's just meant to represent all the neglected platformer mascots that people still love. You know, there's Banjo, Rayman, Spyro outside of, you know, he hasn't got a new game in a while. Croc, Gex. Bubsy. Well, no, Bubsy got new games, and people hate him. That was a weird one. But I kind of feel like they're saying like this could apply to a lot of stuff, not even just platformers. You know, it's that meme of the CEO going, "It's my IP to just keep stored away and not do anything with." And I'm like, man, how many cases that are applicable to? That's why I was saying like we just averted disaster with the Tango GameWorks revival. This team is Banjo Kazooie. Oh well, that's very specific. Yes, being in a fighting game, that's got to be a Banjo call out then, because you can't really apply that to the other two so much. What other two? All the other ones. I was just thinking of Crash Spyro. Rayman's my boy too, but he's got Captain Laserhawk, but that's a supporting role, but it's not a fighting game and it's not a solo game. I need to watch more Captain Laserhawk too. I just watched the first episode, but I did see a lot of stuff going around about Ramon. Rice Girl, welcome. I'm gonna do a few more levels of this, but yeah, this has been it's been hard work over the summer because I've been working on other characters. I'm just not ready to show them yet until they're fully done. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. It was a very interesting process. The modeling and rigging, the way the rigs are set up in Mario Wonder and other 3D Marios is very different. You have to do a different head for each expression or a different model for each hand shape and head shape. And they just automatically instantly switch between them. Whereas in most other 3D games, you do one and you rig that and like you see the full motion of movements. So I wonder what influenced that. Maybe it's just how Nintendo started doing it back in the day, like 64 and Sunshine, and it stuck. All right, we do one more level since Rice just joined. So yeah. And also a neat thing, Rice, it has unique life icons and stuff. The flags are a ninja star, and what's the other thing? Oh, I should edit the little M blocks maybe. I'll see if that's possible or easy to do. And yeah, the voice clips are in gameplay. They're pretty much all replaced. I need to do some cutscene stuff. That's a little harder so far. And yeah, there's a site called Sound Resource. Oh, the back view too. That was good. And they have all the character clips ripped from Gold, Move It, and Get Together. So the actual, it's not made up or AI or weirdness. It's the actual Stephanie Sheh original clips, which I don't, as far as I know, I've never heard stuff about them saying like, because obviously there's been a lot of specific outcry like, please don't use our voices in the AI stuff to do stuff we never sort of say or sing stuff we never did. I don't think they feel that way about like fan mods or animations that use the existing stuff, because that's already, you can already hear those sounds elsewhere. I actually, well, I'll just give a little hint. A couple years ago, I got Charles Martinet, the man himself, at a convention to record a little line reading for WarioWare Judged. So just between you and me. But when I asked him, I had a certain thing to say. He actually specified, I don't like to take requests for like original lines when I'm doing the voice messages, because I don't want it being used in context I'm not okay with, or something like that. Which is very fair. I know he, on socials and stuff, he would like talk about like social issues or like Trump being shitty and stuff. So he's, and he also just wants to not be falsely accused of like bad views. But I did say like, can you just you do something as Wario? He was like, I got something for you, and it will work quite well. So thankful for that. I'm doubtful he even remembers it, but look forward to a silly little moment where Charles Martinet pops up. Cool if someday get Kevin Afghani as well in the future. I don't know if he's doing conventions yet though. He's been keeping a low profile so far, and granted, I think part of that is that he's still very early in his career. I think he just started doing some fan animations and a Genshin character, but I have a hunch we're going to see a lot more of him in the coming years. Like Kenny James, oh, he seems like a nice guy in interviews. I remember Steve mentioned he forgot his sweater. That's cool. Also, I think a lot of people missed, you can hear his roars in 2 moments in the new movie. Maybe more, I forget. But I don't know if they credited him. Kind of like how they didn't credit Grant Kirkhope for the DK rap in the credits. They just said, for original Icon 64. And I'm just like, literally every other song you use, you credited Koji Kondo or the licensed songs. What's wrong with Grant Kirkhope? Is he not famous enough for you? But because he's not with Nintendo anymore? Or Nintendo adjacent, because he's not with Rare? Where's the other one? Can't give me credit? That sucks. I know most people don't care, but I I'm even when I like put this mod out, I'm gonna be crediting everyone everywhere I got like fan made models and stuff for. I'm gonna credit them. I would totally recommend looking up the Toast Bunny, I think it is, on Twitter. They have done most of the non-Smash models that I'll be using. So we have Wario's not going to be in this, I'll tell you now, because I think somebody's already doing a Wario over Mario mod, and granted it's the regular overalls, not the biker one. But also, what is it? I think it's just well, these guys need more representation. Wario has continued, plenty of other people are covering Wario himself because he's ubiquitous in general Mario. Bowser's Fury composer, was it for the rock song? That's so stupid. That is a great moment for fans because it works like for setting the stage if you're not familiar with it. And then I was actually listening to that song on YouTube, and so many of the comments were like, it blew my mind when that showed up in the movie. And actually, when I told it to my brother, he didn't know until afterwards. I don't think he played Bowser's Fury, or he didn't remember that. Terminator was the best. Same with Lou Albano and Mark Rao. I'm also fond of Walker Boone, the one from 3 in World. Very similar to Bob Hoskins was the one who's not a voice actor, and I know Chris Pratt is probably the least loved. Though I was actually, I had no idea what to make of him until I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh, it's different, but it works. Okay, I think this is gonna be the last one. Then we're gonna do some modding. Yeah, and also if you look at Mark Rao, he's actually very prolific, both on and off the microphone, both on the mic and like doing direction stuff with other stuff. So very cool. That's for a joke I included for the meme. Oh, I mean he's good in other stuff. I don't even think he's bad in Hotel Mario. It's just a weird visuals and pacing. Walker Boone's my favorite Brooklyn Mario. I think he's tied with Bob Hoskins for me. If we're talking voice, then yes, Walker Boone is my favorite. I think he's underrated because like I think most people like just think it was Captain Lou. So Mario's in the bad game. I haven't played it, but all the footage I've seen, it just doesn't look very engaging, like mechanically. It kind of should have been it kind of feels better suited for a mini game, like a recurring mini game or a bonus level than a full game. And I don't know the reasoning behind why they didn't do a traditional Mario. Maybe there was a budget or time restraint. They had to do something simpler. So I think the Zelda games could have been alright if it really is just the way they are thought out in terms of like polish, hate detection, stuff like that is a disaster. And actually, you know what? Isn't that our Zet game supposed to be good? The one that's like specifically a homage to DDI Zelda. I think they even got some of the voice actors back for it, and like they have the MS Painty cutscenes and stuff. So like, yeah, you can do that well. A lot of bad stuff can be done well if someone attempts them again, taking the lessons learned. To hate the '90s Mario movie, I think because it's so different, I think that was taken to heart for the new one, and that went over better with fans and audiences clearly. For Mario Clash, I don't know if I ever played that. I feel like that's another one that by that point I would rather it be a mini game. The more arcadey stuff, or in arcades, or it could be like today would be a phone game or something. I don't know. Or include like Mario 64 DS. Sorry, carrots. 1 second. Alright, carrot is in my stomach. I will say, so I've never played Zelda CDI. One of my cousins, who's one of my best friends, told me, I think after we saw like the AVGN episode of it years ago, he said, oh, I had a CDI as a kid. It was as bad as you hear. Mario Kart supposed to be a video game virtual. Yes, I know there was there was a more conventional Mario Land. You can find some like blurry screenshots of it. I don't know what happened, if it was because of the Virtual Boy sales or something else happened before that, but no, I think it was before that, because I think Mario Clash was like a launch window title, so something must have happened behind the scenes. I just don't know what. At least we got Virtual Boy Mario Land. What I've played of that is very fun. Alright, we're going to switch over to the modding now, if you are all okay with that. So let's close out of Rejinx. Let's open up Blender. We're going to see somebody's OC, so you're not going to be looking at, like, you're not going to be going like, I know this character, so don't worry about that. Where is the desktop? Right. All right, let's see. Yep, we got it. Okay, let me. Can I get the? Oh, let me see if I can get the chat going. So it's visible on my end. Otherwise, I'll have to minimize it or something, or do some final workaround. Oh, wait, you can see. Login. Okay, let's just make this smaller. There we go. Now let me. Actually, let me see if I application capture. 1 second. I am going to private this for a second, just so I don't know if I have any personal info in here, but better safe than sorry. Where's the application? Game capture, media source, scene. Let's do this. Specific window. Bear with me. There'll be less of this over time. Alright, I think we got it. Do we got it? Why are you not appearing, Blender? Is Blender's main window not show? Let me try full screen. Should have tested beforehand. Match title, capture audio, allow transparency. Let me try a couple things. Blender. What about Xbox? I'm sorry, guys. We might have to. Maybe we call a little early. It's been a good. Let me look at the chat in the meantime. Excuse me. Hook rate normal. Let me try these. There are all these little things I don't know about. Okay, cancel. All right, let's open up the desktop then. Let's just go through a couple closing comments. Then I'm going to look into how to stream Blender. I apologize, that did not. But it's nice that we got a decently long gameplay thing in. All right, we're talking Mario Land. Mario Clash, very mad that was canceled. Yoshi's Super Mario Land. Are you talking about Yoshi's Island? Because that's I think pitched as a Mario World sequel. Mario Land 1 is already. Yeah, I think Mario Land is one of the rare ones that's not aged great because it just looks so basic without the color and stuff. And you can beat it in like half an hour. 2 is really good. So much more to it, and just more. It's like going from New Super Mario Brothers to Wonder. Just so much more imagination and a spark to it. The sequel is better mainly because of the yellow balloon. So yeah, that's a cherry on top is fighting him at the end, and that being where he first came. Mario Land was still the best overall. Yeah, Mario Land. Actually, I love. Oh, I got an idea. Let's play a little Mario Land 1 credits music. Oh, this is one of my favorite 8-bit credit song. Oh, is this Gilbert? This might be wrong. Let me do this one. This is just so pretty. I remember as a kid not expecting to like this one, so that I was kind of taken aback by this. Don't copyright me for this, Nintendo. I don't think you care about your 8-bit ones so much. It's not the main Mario theme. Does it say who did the Hirokazu Tanaka? Okay, I'm gonna Google what else they did. Nintendo if it. Oh wow, look at that, so dignified. Okay, so probably he's done a lot. All right, let's see. Hip. Oh, I think I've heard Hip Tanaka. I think I have heard of this guy. I know, I'm gonna look up. You mother. Worked to direct President Creatures. Okay, let's see. A lot of classic heroes. So Metroid, Kid Icarus, Mario Land, Tetris, Mother 1, Dr. Mario, and Earthbound. Earthbound has some good music. Did he do any more than that? Oh, he did songs for the Pokemon anime early on. I would know a bunch of those. That's like ingrained in my memory. Wow, what has he done? Has he done more recently, or has he like done other stuff? Maybe he's been switched gears. Oh, it looks like he's more of an executive at this point. But good for him. Yep, a lot of producer. Some music for Smash 4 and Ultimate. And Brawl. Did they work on every Smash game? Nope, just Brawl onwards. And yeah, opening and ending themes for a bunch of Pokemon for like 20 years. Good for him, man. Alright, let me check the chat again. I'm sorry I didn't have that. I made a sister for this. Okay. Alright, I think we're going to call it for a night. I didn't mean for it to be that way, but Blender is not showing up. I'm going to look into that. and then hopefully I can fix that. I'm sure there's a workaround because I know I've seen YouTube tutorials screen capturing Blender. But I want to thank everybody. As always, I want to thank everybody for coming back and or joining for the first time. Soshi, always fun to talk to you about cartoons and games. Smooth Moves, that was a blast. Plushy, thanks for saying hi. Foxblocks, thanks for following. Kubo Regal, thanks for joining in. I said Plushy Tune. Let's get to the bottom. Rice Skull. How do I pronounce it? What is it? Riskull, Rice Skull. Are either of those right? Can you type out? Can you write out how I say it for going forward? Because I it's fun talking to you. Is it a family Mario World? Just there was a game called just Mario World. You collect numbers and climb up ladders. Yeah, that sounds like a mini game, or like Donkey Kong Jr. Math, which I've never played. But let's do a few more tunes. Right? Skull. Okay. Kane welcome back. Well, there's going to be more, and I know it's been a long time, and I didn't do prior stuff on it outside of my own Discord servers, partly because I've closed my Twitter. But I'm going to be doing more consistent. I know I've been saying that like for over a year or two, but the way things have been for me recently, you're going to be seeing a lot more now. I've got a lot more free time through the rest of the month, and once I resume classes in September, I'm going to plan something around that rather than just stop again. I'll be bringing the VTube rig back tomorrow. I think that's all. The software is definitely good and running. I just need to double check that the rig's still working okay and set all the stuff up to use it. And yeah, and I gotta get Blender working again to show up properly. That's the big one. But thank you again for joining, saying hi, Kane Tane. And you can go back and watch. I think this should be on demand on YouTube and Twitch. It'll stay up. Twitch, I think they delete it after 30 days. YouTube, it'll stay there. Just go into the live tab. Look forward to more work. Look forward to more mods. Look forward to animation stuff coming back later in the year. I Feel a Sneeze coming on. Look forward to that. And, maybe it's not coming. All right. Well, everybody have a great evening or day, depending on your time zone. Happy to be back talking with you guys and doing what I love. And best is yet to come.